Let's do it.
There are people who come to your life to teach you something and then they leave. And there are people who come to teach you but who will stay long enough to see the change they make in your life. And those are the people you need to look for. I read this poem from a Brazilian poet back in Brazil in high school, and this quote stuck with me. I think most people would relate to this quote in a romantic sense, but not me. I relate it to friendships. I think we're all tempted to believe that the friends we have today will be our friends forever, and that is not always true. Sometimes you need to let go of people in order to start a new cycle in your life, a new chapter, a new phase, and that's what happened to me. I studied in the same school for about 15 years, so a really long time. And back in Brazil, the classroom situation is a little bit different because instead of the students changing classrooms, the teachers do. So we're gonna stay with the same group of people for 6 hours every day for an entire year. So you become a community and you become a family. And that's how I felt when I was around them. But as I grew up, I started to realize that I didn't have a lot of things in common with them, especially with my best friend at the time. You know, when you're a kid and it's just so easy to make friends because you don't care about what the person's interests are or what their values are because you don't even know those for yourself. I think that's what happened with us. We just met each other when we were so young that it made sense for us to be friends. But when we got to high school, things changed. So my best friend at the time, she was called Bia, and she was extremely jealous of me, like really, really jealous. And I couldn't hang out with other people besides her, otherwise she would get really, really upset. And that's not a good situation to be in. I don't know if you guys were ever in that kind of situation, but not good. And I kept putting myself in that friendship because I couldn't let her go. Why? Because it's terrifying to lose a friend, especially someone who you shared so many good memories with. And losing a best friend is not easy. So I wasn't ready to let her go. However, in 2019, we got into a fight because again she was super jealous of me for hanging out with another girl, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Our friendship was so stressful to me that we started to grow apart. And as I grew apart from her, I started to distance myself from our group of friends too. And I know that might seem a little bit sad, but in reality it isn't because that was a turning point in my life. I started to realize that I was holding on to those people because of the memories I shared with them once, and not because they were adding anything new to my life at that point. So yeah, I was focusing too much on the past and forgetting about my present. And what I didn't realize was that now, at that point in my life, I was ending a cycle so that I could start a new one. And that's when I met Anna, my best friend. And yes, she does have the same name as I do, which I think is pretty cool. And she is the most amazing girl I've ever met. We've been best friends for like 2 years now, but it seems like we've known each other for a lot more. And she helped me face a lot of struggles back in 2019. She's the person who always takes care of me, even though she's so far away. And plot twist, that's the girl my previous best friend Bia was so jealous of. So maybe she was right to be jealous. So it's crazy to think that if I didn't have the courage to like let go of my friendship with Bia, then Anna wouldn't be such an important person in my life right now. So to conclude, I know it's hard to think that the friends you have today might become strangers in the future, but I'm here to tell you that it's okay. It's part of life. It happened to me. I had a really close group of friends. We all grew up together, and we were all a family, but eventually we realized that we outgrew our friendship. And I got into a fight with my best friend. I eventually met another girl who's so amazing now. And letting go is part of life. You need to know that you need to let go of people to start a new cycle in your life. And my new cycle is with Anna and my new best friend. So what I've come to realize is that friendships come and go. I can't force myself to stay in a situation, in a relationship in which I don't connect with them anymore, and I also can't force them to stay in my life either. And that's why I feel like I connected so much with that quote from the beginning, because there are people who are gonna come to your life to teach you something and then leave. There are gonna be people that are gonna come to your life, teach you something, and stay long enough to see the change that they made in your life. And that those are the people you need to look for. Thank you.